Jaxon Richardson has cut his list to a final 10. Although maybe cutting the list isn't the right term. I feel like it's just announcing a final 10. I didn't even realize there were 10 teams on his list that were seriously pursuing Jaxon still at this point. Five-star, Jaxon Richardson, brother of Jace Richardson, son of Jason Richardson, has left 10 schools available. Those schools are Alabama, Michigan, Louisville, USC, Creighton, Miami, Ole Miss, Cincinnati, Villanova, and Seton Hall. Some of these schools, like I said, I didn't even know were connected to Jaxon. Some of these schools, like Alabama, have been the presumed leader all along. Michigan has been putting serious effort into his recruitment for a while. USC, another place that Jaxon went and visited, and seems to have a serious shot in this recruitment. And then you add in schools like Miami, where there are some connections to the coaching staff. There are still some options here for Jaxon beyond the presumed leader, Alabama, in this recruitment. You will note Michigan State is not on the list. There were some of those, I don't know, college basketball accounts yesterday trying to make that a story. If you've been following this recruitment the way you and I have, I don't think that's much of a story at this point. The story all along has been that Michigan State and Jaxon Richardson have not considered each other options. I think that's largely because Jaxon has made it clear, I'm not going there. Michigan State also, I don't believe, has even put any serious effort into recruiting him, but that may because they were told, don't do this. Either way, it's not a surprise that Michigan State's not on this list, despite the CBK report type graphics that are Michigan made the final 10 and not Michigan State. So now that it's official, 10 schools left, Michigan State's not one of them. What is your reaction to Jaxon Richardson's final 10?
So there's some schools on here that make sense. I still would love some clarification on why I'm looking at Seton Hall in the big year of 2025 on a list for a top 10, top 15 kid in the class. That's very intriguing to me. But I do think that there is a good level. I don't know. The list isn't surprising to me, I guess I would say. I think it makes a lot of sense given some of the schools that are in for him. I think you see Bama on there. It's interesting. Cincinnati seems to be in on a lot of kind of bigger name players. Miami, I think there's obviously a connection there, given that I think his high school coach is on the staff now, I believe. I want to say that he's on the list. But yeah, I think a lot of the schools on this list make a good amount of sense.
Yeah. My main takeaway from the list itself is there's a lot of schools on this list that don't make any sense. Is that fair?
Well, I think part of Jaxon Richardson though, is the list of schools shouldn't make complete sense.
Why? What does that mean? You tell me he's like a weirdo?
No, not even that. It's just I don't I don't know how to put this.
Find the words for me, Cart.
I think there's unserious schools on here for the reason of being unserious.
Well, meaning he wants to just like build up some suspense with, or what do you mean?
It's like the people who drink water but want to make it very much known that you're drinking water. Like you're not just drinking water, you're carrying the jug around.
So
That
Jackson's whole thing is he wants to be different. That's
yeah.
why Michigan State hasn't been an option for him. He wants to be different than his brother and his dad. And this list screams, hey, look at me. I'm
I'm
different.
different. Yes.
This video is brought to you by NBA2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video. I'm so different. Michigan's on my list.
Right. And you want to know, you thought that was different? Look at Seton Hall.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it even more different. Kevin Willard.
Yeah. The parts of this list that annoy me, I guess this is my thing. It's still objectively a bad look that Michigan State doesn't get thrown on the list, even if he's not going to go there when you have Seton Hall on the list. That's just objectively a loss for the Michigan State program that this has gotten to a point where Jackson wants to consider playing for Shaheen Holloway and Kevin Willard over Tom Izzo. That's awful. Um, on top of that, this is a list full of bag dropping schools. Do we think that's an element of this? Like, it's not like the family needs money. Certainly, Jace didn't go that route, but every school on this list, other than Seton Hall, I would consider a bag dropping school.
Yeah, that doesn't align with what like I mean, Jason Richardson made millions and millions of like this is not a bag hunting family situation or player. So that's I don't know. That's just like I said, this is a list that screams I'm different.
So, if we really are on the right track here, that so much of this is about like, hey, I'm different, might not be a done deal to Alabama then, right?
I don't think so, no.
Because the I'm different approach would be to not go where everyone presumes you're going. And everyone currently presumes he's going to go to Alabama.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, I don't it's really hard to get a grasp of this recruitment.
Yeah, he confuses me. I would be stunned if it's Michigan. I don't think there's much of a chance at all it's Michigan. I love being on the graphic. That's just me speaking as a fan. I love being on the graphic. It's funny.
You're not the only one blue by 90 and Wolverine fan right now.
There's some excitement on the graphic right now. Uh, quickly on his game, it's been a while since we've talked Jackson's game. A while ago, he was billed as a better prospect than Jace. That was long before Jace had the year that he had and is now in the NBA. So, what should whoever gets Jaxon Richardson be expecting? Should they be expecting a player as good as Jace Richardson in year one?
So I think they're completely different. I think Jackson was blessed with more size and athleticism. I think Jackson's everything else has a longer way to go, but I think it gets there, right? I think right now he's a high level athlete, can get up, run, dunk, all that. But I do think some actual development, skill wise, jumper wise, need to come along. And you know, I will say this. I think it is going to come along because I think the Richardson family lineage, and I think it proves that kids will improve. I think Jackson will improve. I think that a lot of schools will want him. Um, it's going to be a big senior year for him, as far as I think showing some of those other things that he can do. Because I think he's been really good on the EYBL circuit, but I don't think he's necessarily shown like I guess the next step, which I think there's a next step for him to take.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to expect with Jackson because I really did like it was so billed that he's just a better player than Jace for like a year that after how Jace's year went, I don't know how to interpret that. Because if he's better than Jace, he should be the fifth best player in this class.
Yeah, so with all due respect, I don't know if he's gonna be a better player than Jace's first year.
I mean, yeah, he shouldn't be, right? It's hard to be as good as Jace was, but
Yeah,
I don't know, profile wise,
but
like
he's also
athletically.
bigger. He's also bigger, more bouncy than Jace.
Right. So if he has any of the Jace in here stuff and skill set stuff, he theoretically would be because of his frame and athleticism. So I don't know what to make of it. I'm just very confused and very intrigued by all things Jaxon Richardson. I'm going to enjoy watching him wherever he goes. Um, you want to predict where he goes right now? Like I said, people think Bama. I'm starting to think it's like Miami.
I would say Miami.
Yeah, I have a gut feel on that too. We'll see.